Hi, it's Katie. I am doing a little bit of a different video today. I wanted to do a video on a little bit of information about me. I am thankful to have some new subscribers that aren't just family members and friends. So I figured that those subscribers might not know a whole lot about me, and I wanted just to give some information about me besides just that I have hyperemesis and that I am a mommy to a toddler. So first thing I wanted to share was why I started the YouTube channel. So I started it because I wanted to try to be a support possibly to other women going through hyperemesis. It can be very lonely and you can feel like you're the only one going through it. So I wanted to share my experience, and especially like the emotional side of it, because it's good to not feel like you're alone and you're the only one that is experiencing something like that. So I just wanted to try to be open and honest about it, and maybe that could help other moms, other women feel a little bit less alone during that kind of hard time. Also, just to give some information and more awareness about what goes on with hyperemesis. So that's originally why I started the YouTube channel. I do want to continue it even after the hyperemesis is done, and focus more on like mommy topics and life with a toddler. But when you're not feeling good, being home alone can be lonely. And I do have supportive family and friends, but life goes on without you. People get busy with their own lives, which is completely understandable. People can try to understand and try to be there for you, but unless they're going through it, it's hard for them to fully understand. So I just wanted it to be, maybe some comfort, support for other women out there going through the same thing. And if any of those women wanted to reach out to me, I'd be more than happy to talk with them, just to have a support system. So that's why I started the YouTube channel. So I grew up in the Houston area in a town called Pearland. It was small whenever my parents moved us there, whenever I was a baby. That's where I lived until I went to college. It's become a really big suburb of Houston now. It's pretty much part of Houston. It's grown so much. But I grew up there. I was a shy kid. I had friends, neighborhood friends and friends at school still, but I was shy. I still am. And I was homeschooled from 4th grade until high school due to medical issues. I just got sick a lot. I was missing too much school, so I ended up being homeschooled during that time. And then during high school, I went to a private Lutheran school, which was a good decision made by my parents. Just smaller class sizes. I mean, I graduated with about 100 students. If I would have gone to Pearland, I think it would have been like 1,000 students. So, jumping back into school after not being around other kids for that many years, that would have made it hard. And they were still understanding that I was going to miss some school due to illnesses. I was voted most bashful for my senior class, which was pretty embarrassing. So I was known to be a shy kid in high school. So I went to Texas State for college in San Marcos, and I got a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Care. I had a really great time, met some of my best friends there, and I enjoyed getting my degree in respiratory care. I currently work at a pediatric hospital as a respiratory therapist. I work mainly on the children's floors and in the children's ER. I love my job. I've love it because I really do connect with a lot of the families, and you feel like you're making a difference. And, you know, some of those parents and families' worst days are, you know, scary because their kids are in the hospital, and it's fulfilling to try to make that stay in the hospital or that time as good as it can be. So I do feel I love my job. I love being able to try to help people the best that I can. I work part-time, so I do 2 12-hour shifts a week. I currently cannot work because of my hyperemesis and my PICC line. A lot of workplaces, I guess, I didn't know this before, but a lot of workplaces don't allow you to work if you have to have a PICC line. So until I don't need that medication that's continuously going through my PICC line, I'm unable to return to work. As of right now, I wouldn't feel like I could make it through a 12-hour shift on my feet anyway, feeling as bad as I'm feeling. But hopefully I'll be back at work soon. My husband and I met at work. He's also a respiratory therapist at the pediatric hospital that I work at. He works in more of like the ICU setting, so he works like NICU and PICU. And he works full time, so he works 3 to 5 days a week depending on the week. But we both enjoy being able to work together. We try to work the same day once a week, and my mom watches Mackenzie for us while we go to work, and then the other days we work opposites. It works out well. I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll still work out well with 2 kids. Dream would be able to someday be a stay-at-home mom. Right now that's just not financially in the cards for us. Maybe someday it will be. Just, you know, we could do it if we had to, but just to be able to still go places with our kids, buy things for our kids, you know, not have to really like worry about money. It is nice to have that little bit of second income. So right now, I'll continue to work part-time. My husband will work full-time. And whenever, hopefully I can go back to work, hoping that I'll just wake up one day and the hyperemesis will be better and we can get the PICC line out and I can go back to work and everything can go back to normal. But we'll see. Hopefully that happens. Luckily, my boss and work have been really supportive with the hyperemesis and understanding. You know, I feel guilty that I can't be at work, and you know, for financial reasons and just because that's my job. I was hired to do a job and I'm not able to be there right now. I feel like I'm being a bad employee. You know, but they're very supportive and understanding, and they understand that I can't control this. As I'm better, I will be back at work. So my husband and I live in the Hill Country area. Eventually our dream would be to live further out in the country, further from the city, but we would still need to be close enough to, I guess, a major city to be able to drive into work. Eventually we would like to have more land and be a little bit further outside of the city. Right now it works out good because we aren't too far from work, and it's about a 40-minute drive for work, and then my parents live about 20 minutes away, which is convenient for when they help with Mackenzie. So right now we're in a great location, close to my parents and not too far from work. So Mackenzie is almost 18 months. She, like I said, stays with my parents once a week, so she's not in daycare. I don't have her in like any Mother's Day out or anything like that yet. Kind of a germaphobe working in the hospital. I do try to get her to socialize with other kids, and we don't try to not take her anywhere, but she's got to build up her immune system at some point, so we need to get her out and doing more activities. But right now, she stays home with us, and she enjoys when we do go out and do activities. What we do for fun whenever I'm not sick is we like to be outside. So I like to be outside, but I'm not like a physically active person. A lot of people assume that I'm in decent shape since I'm naturally tall, and most of the time I'm pretty thin. So people assume that I'm in shape, which is furthest thing from the truth. I am not in great shape. I don't enjoy physical activity. I tried to play soccer in high school, and it was kind of a disaster. I was not very good at it. I was pretty embarrassing, but I like to go hiking and things like that, but nothing like too crazy. We go to the river a lot. There's, multiple places near us that you can get to river access or lake access. So we enjoy like going swimming, taking Mackenzie and our dog Lily to the river for a few hours, and we'll pack drinks and snacks and just let her like play in the shallow water, and then we'll go swimming. And so my favorite things are go to the river, to go to the lake. We're in an area that they do a lot of like Texas country concerts. There's a lot of venues that do that, so I love going to concerts. We're also in an area that has a lot of like wineries and breweries. Obviously not while you're pregnant, but I do enjoy going to places like that and doing like tastings. Last spring and summer we spent a lot of time in our backyard. We had just an inexpensive like $20 blow up inflatable pool, and we filled it up for Mackenzie to be able to sit down and get wet, but not too wet, because she was still wasn't learning to walk yet. She was able to stand but not walk. So we didn't have it too deep, but I would sit out there with her, get some sun, hang out, let her play, and my husband would get in there with us sometimes, and we had the best time doing that. This year I think we're going to try to get a little bit nicer of a pool. Hopefully I can get this PICC line out sometime soon. That's another thing that makes me sad is I love going to the river and the lake and pool and swimming and stuff like that, and obviously you can't do that with a PICC line. You can't get it wet even in the shower or bathtub. Definitely not like a river or a lake because of the risk of infection and stuff like that. So really hope that I can get the PICC line out soon before all those spring summer activities and like warmer weather happens, because I'm going to be sad and feel like I'm missing out on getting to do those things. But we love to be outside, and we love to be, I guess, around water. My husband and I also enjoy going camping. We do tent camping. We've gone to a couple different Texas parks, state parks, and we've had a lot of fun doing that. Eventually we do want to try to get an RV camper type thing, just to make camping a little bit easier, and that way we can go further distances like out of state and have somewhere, because and be able to stay gone longer. 2 or 3 days I'm ready to be back having running water, having an actual bed and air conditioning, but I do enjoy tent camping, but just for short periods of time. So I do like to go get out and be outside and be in the sunshine and socialize with family and friends, but I also love our days when we have lazy days and just hang around the house and watch TV, watch movies. We do watch a lot of movies together, my husband and I, and we really enjoy that. One of our, or more so my, guilty pleasures is watching The Bachelor and Bachelorette, that whole franchise of shows. It's not something I always like to admit, but I really enjoy watching The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and my husband watches it with me. It's definitely not something that he would watch on his own, but it's something that we do together weekly. I always knew that I wanted to be a mom. I always thought that I wanted to have 2 or 3 kids. Growing up as an only child, I had a great childhood. I have great parents, but it would have been nice to have a sibling on, like family outings, family trips, stuff like that. So I knew I at least wanted to have 2 kids. After the hyperemesis, I think we were stopping at 2 kids. After being this sick, I just, don't think that I could probably go through it again. They say that, if you have hyperemesis with one pregnancy, you are pretty likely to have it again with the next. So our plan is to stop with 2 kids, and that way Mackenzie will have a sibling. And I think 2 kids is a good number for us, even if I wasn't having the hyperemesis. I love being a mom. It's my absolute biggest accomplishment, the thing that I'm most proud of. I knew I always wanted to be a mom, but after having Mackenzie, I just feel like my whole life, my whole world changed. Things that you're worried about before you're a mom don't seem to matter anymore, like all the little things. My biggest prayers and my desires are now, for Mackenzie to be happy and healthy and safe, and just to grow up knowing how loved she is, and just to have a great childhood and life. I love that little girl so much, and I can't wait to meet our new baby as well. But motherhood has changed my life, and I love being a mom. One thing I was worried about whenever I was pregnant with Mackenzie was, would that like motherly instinct kick in, and what if I didn't know like what to do or how to care for her? Growing up as an only child, I didn't have a lot of like experience with babies or children. We work with children at the hospital, but it's different. We're giving them medications, and it's not the same as caring for them. So I was worried about that, like if that motherly instinct would kick in and I would just know what to do. And I can tell you, as soon as they hand you your baby, you just have that instant connection and love. It's crazy to love somebody so much that you just met. I never understood it until, it happened. But the motherly instinct did just kick in for me. And of course there were things that I didn't know how to do, or came across that I wasn't sure of. I still can't swaddle a baby to save my life. I can't do it. There's still things that, it's not like you just magically know everything, but I feel like you do know how to connect with your baby and know how to care for them. So if you're a first-time pregnant mom, motherhood is amazing. It has its ups and downs, but it is amazing, and it is the best thing. We can't imagine our life without Mackenzie. My husband and I love being parents. It's the best thing. It's no matter how your day is going or has gone, or what's going on in your life, like getting to spend a few minutes with Mackenzie just makes it all better. So for new moms that might be watching, or maybe it's your first pregnancy, things that I think are the hardest with motherhood are breastfeeding at first. The first week of breastfeeding with Mackenzie was super brutal. It was very hard. I was going to give myself about 10 days to either start pumping or doing formula, or continue with the breastfeeding depending on if it got better or not. And luckily, like day 8, it got better. And I breastfed Mackenzie for 14 months. But that is one of the hardest things. It's breastfeeding and pumping at work and just all the work that goes into. So another thing that is hard about motherhood, I feel like, is connecting with other moms, finding like a mommy group to connect with, whether you're wanting to go on outings with your kids and you want them to have friends and just that experience of playing with other children, or if you want more of just connecting with other moms to share experiences, somebody to vent to, ask questions, advice, that type of thing. It's hard to find like a community to do that in, I feel like. At least it is for me. I'm still working on trying to find like my mommy friends. I have a couple of friends that I have recently made, that we do like play dates with and that I socialize with some. I'm hoping to find more mommy friends or grow those connections, those friendships that I've already started. Something that is on my heart that I often pray about is finding mommy friends that are lifelong friendships. My parents always had a good group of friends, and they would, go on family trips together and just do birthday parties and barbecues, all kinds of things. And some of my parents' best friends I call them my mom and dad number 2. They are closer to me than I am with a lot of my other family members. Besides my mom and dad, like I'm closest to them. And I want that for my kids. And for me and my husband, I want that connection of having a strong friendship that will last a lifetime. I feel like it's very important to have friends to go through life and to be there for the ups and downs of everything. Wraps up just some random stuff about me. I just thought that some of the new subscribers that don't really know much about me might want to know a little bit about me, connect a little bit more. Have any other questions about me, let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to answer most of them. I do plan on keeping some personal stuff private, but for the most part, I'm pretty open. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate everyone that has subscribed and supporting me and my new YouTube channel. I know it's mainly family and friends that are watching, but I really appreciate it. I hope that this channel can help some moms or dads, just connect with other parents and other families that might be going through hyperemesis as of now, and then after, hopefully when I'm better, just connecting with having a newborn and a toddler. I'll have 2 under 2 for a little bit. So just sharing in that experience with how that goes. A few topics that I'm going to be doing videos on soon are boy and girl baby name ideas, what's in my delivery bag, what I took for my vaginal delivery, what I used, what I didn't use, and then what I'm going to take for my C-section delivery this time, and organizing the nursery. And another one is going to be on baby newborn must-haves and pregnancy must-haves. So got a lot of different little mommy topics coming up that I plan on doing videos on. Thank you for watching.